Hello, I hope you're all well. This video is a video for parents and families to explain how we manage behaviour and how we promote positive behaviour at 2 Mile Hill Primary School. We are very confident in the way that we manage behaviour and the way that we promote positive behaviour. We have been using a similar strategy for a few years now, but we felt that it would be a good idea to share this strategy with you, our families and our community. I am Tom Stack, Deputy Head, and I will be running you through this video. In the video, I will talk to you about how we keep things simple for children. I will talk to you about how we recognise positive behaviour and some of the consequences when behaviour goes wrong, which we understand that it will at some point. And I will end the video by talking a little bit about bullying and our anti-bullying policy. Because although bullying is covered by its own policy, I know that this is something that families worry about. So, to get us going, I will talk to you about our 3 rules. During the video, I'm going to move myself around the screen a little bit so I can get out of the way. Hopefully, it won't be too disorientating for you. So, at 2 Mile Hill, we base all of our behaviour policy and our behaviour practice on our 3 rules. The 3 rules are built around 3 of our values, and we call them the 3 shows. We ask children to show integrity, show respect, and to show excellence. The children know what these mean. We talk to them about it from the very first day at school. It's talked about in assemblies, it's talked about in class. Children are able to explain what they mean. But on our policy, we've got 1 page that's nice and simple for children to understand, and it explains that there. So we ask our children to show integrity, and this means that they make good choices even when nobody is looking. We ask them to show respect, which means they should treat others how they would like to be treated, which is very nice and straightforward for the children. And if I move myself out of the way, you can see that we ask our children to show excellence. And that's where we ask them to think about what they've been doing. Have they tried their best? Now, they might have an excellent conversation with a friend. They might have an excellent playtime, or they might do an excellent piece of work. Excellence really goes across everything that we do. These 3 shows are backed up by the rest of our values, which are curiosity, hope, and responsibility. And we say that our 6 values, they make our children's lives richer. So, to make it as easy as possible, we start the year by teaching children the expectations that we expect to see from them. We teach them again and again and again, and throughout the year we remind them as often as we can and as often as we need to, because once the expectations are clear, it makes it easier for the children to reach these expectations. We think it's really important that we teach behaviour. We don't just tell children how to behave. We think that behaviour is learning, or behaviour is learnt, and that means that sometimes it's going to go wrong. Just like doing some subtraction can go wrong in maths, sometimes we make the wrong choice with behaviour. So what we do afterwards is we talk to the children about it, and we try to teach them the way that we would prefer it that they should do it. We teach them how it's done here at our school. We make sure that all of our adults remain calm, consistent and fair at all times. You won't hear adults shouting at children in our school. That's something that's really important for us. We don't want our children to be fearful of us. We want them to understand the expectations, and we want them to know how we expect them to behave. Now, that has worked really well, and behaviour at our school is generally very good. From time to time, as I said, things go wrong, but when they do, we address that, we talk to children. There are consequences, but there's also a time for children to learn how to behave next time something like that arises. And we make sure that we always focus on the positives. So we praise the positives first, we notice the children who are doing things right, and we try and make sure that we create a cultural norm of good behaviour. In primary schools, lots of what happens is based on your cultural norms. So if it's normal to try really hard and to underline your dates and to stand in a line quietly and to wait politely for your lunch and to say thanks when you get your lunch, then everyone will do it. If that's the norm, the majority will do it. So we spend a lot of time building culture in our school. And that culture is reinforced by constantly referring to our 3 shows. So we show integrity, we show respect, and we show excellence. So that's how we try and make it easier for children to behave. Those are our 3 rules. Next, I'm going to show you how children will know that they've done the right thing and what will happen if they make a mistake. So, moving on. So, on our behaviour policy, we've got a table like this. Oh, I always forget which side I need to point. Like this. And on it shows example behaviours, and then it shows what will happen. At our school, we don't reward positive behaviour. We recognise positive behaviour. There is a reason for that. There's some research and some theory behind that. We will recognise positive behaviour. We will give your children a sticker which shows them which of our 3 shows they've shown. That's a lot of shows in that sentence. And we will also send home postcards if children have done the right thing. And then it's up to you, their families, the people that look after them, to decide what you want to do with that recognition. We try and make sure that when children have done something that we've recognised, they understand why we're recognising it. So we've got this table and we explain it to children. So if children have shown expected behaviour, we will tell them, we will verbally praise them, and we may give them one of our stickers. If they've done it again and again and again, then their names will get written on a board in the classroom. So every day in classrooms, teachers will remind children of what they're expecting to see. They might pick out one of the 3 shows. So today I'm looking for excellence. I'm looking for children who are listening first time, so they're ready to learn. And if a child does that, then I will write their name up on the board behind me. This name won't come back off. It only goes on. It's just for recognition. It's not for consequence. So if children continue, they maintain, they keep going with this fantastic behaviour, then what we will do is we will send you a postcard home. Those postcards look really nice. The kids really like them. And on the back, we will explain why we've given it. I often write the date on them, and I know that some parents put them on their fridge at home or wherever it may be, so that the children can see all the times they've managed to get one, which is brilliant. Every week, we have a celebration assembly, and in that celebration assembly, children may get a certificate which is based around the behaviour or the learning across the week, which will be linked specifically to our values. And then once a term, there is a special event for children who are constantly doing the right thing all day, every day. And they will be invited to have some hot chocolate or some squash and a biscuit with one of the leadership team. It will be in a special room. There'll be buns put up. It should be a really nice event. So those are the way that children know when they've done the right thing. As I've already said, from time to time in school, things go wrong. And it's important that children are really clear about what the consequence will be. This doesn't mean that the consequence needs to be large. It doesn't mean that the consequence needs to be severe. It means that children need to know that the same thing will happen to whoever it may be if behaviour is shown that isn't meeting our expectations. So again, we've got a little table that makes things really clear. So if there's some low-level disruption, the adult will go and quietly speak to the child. There's a stepped process to that, which we go into more depth in the behaviour policy, which our teachers and our adults know very well. So the first time it will be done very privately and quietly. The second time will be a reminder that we've already given it to them. And by the third time, the teacher will be making quite clear that behaviour needs to stop and explaining why. If that continues after the correction, if behaviour hasn't worked, then the children will have time away from where they were within the classroom. So this might mean that if a child hasn't done the right thing, if Tom has not behaved in the way that he should, he needs to have a couple of minutes away from his table, somewhere else in the room, to quietly de-escalate. And it might mean that Tom then needs to make up that time during his break time, a couple of minutes to complete the work. Children won't miss their whole playtime. It's really important that our children get outside and get to enjoy our amazing playground. but they might need to miss a minute or two to catch up on their work. If things continue and behaviour hasn't improved, then teachers may send a child to another class to give a bit of space. That in the other class, the child will be expected to continue with their work. The teacher of the other class may have a conversation with them. If this happens at break time, they'll be asked to sit on one of the benches that we have around our playground. If behaviour continues, which it doesn't normally, but if behaviour continues, then a school leader will be called to come and speak to one of the children, to the child who's demonstrating the unwanted behaviour, and they will come and have a conversation with the school leader, and it's likely that the school leader will then ring you, the family of that child. There are certain behaviours that can trigger this straight away, so physical aggression, harming others, harming equipment, damaging things, dangerous behaviour. That will go straight to a school leader, and then families will get a phone call home. If this continues, which again is very rare that it does, then what might happen is that there might be an internal isolation with a member of the senior leadership team. So that means that the child's taken out of class for a significant period of time, half a day or a day normally. They'll work with a senior leader, and there'll be a meeting with the family and with the leader, normally with the teacher as well, and with the child. Sometimes children will also need behaviour plans. So if there's been repeated behaviour for a number of days, it could be that a child needs to have a behaviour plan. A school leader, normally me, will speak to the family beforehand, and then there'll be a behaviour plan that will normally last for about 2 weeks with 3 specific targets that are worked on. I monitor the behaviour, and then we have a follow-up meeting after 2 weeks to see how things have improved, because normally they do. So those are our strategies for recognising positive behaviour and some of the calm consequences that happen when things go wrong. As I said, in our school, we understand that you learn how to behave, so we think it's really important that we have calm conversations to try and correct behaviour for next time. Okay, I hope that that's been clear. I'm going to quickly talk to you about anti-bullying. So the table next to me is really small, and I knew you wouldn't be able to read it all. You can find it on our anti-bullying policy. We review our anti-bullying policy every year, and every 2 years we go through the process of doing pupil questionnaires and parent questionnaires about our practice in this area. It's something that we need to make sure we get right. There isn't much bullying in our school. The cases are very rare, and as was fed back to Ofsted when they visited a few years ago, children and families feel that if bullying does happen, school take it really seriously and we are able to deal with it. What will normally happen if a child says that they feel that they are bullied, we will do a 2-week observation first of all to see to see what we can see. It's really important to us that even if we don't feel that there is significant evidence of bullying, if a child feels bullied, we need to deal with it like they're being bullied, because for them, that's the feeling that they have inside. So they will have opportunities to visit our pastoral team, and the child who's been making them feel like this will do some work with me normally, or another school leader, and over time we will try to create time to have a restorative conversation with the children where we try and fix what's gone wrong. We have found that this works. The level of monitoring which involves a senior leader like this makes the children understand the severity of the situation, and it normally improves things for the children who feel bullied. As I said, we will continue to review this process because it's so important that our children feel safe and well looked after in school, which they currently do, which is a good thing. So I hope that this video has been informative. We spoke to the Parent Council before making the video about whether this would be better as an evening or as a coffee morning or as video, and we thought that this might be the best way to do it for now. If you have any comments, please speak to me on the playground at the start or the end of the day. Give us a call or send me an email, because we want to make sure that you understand the way that we do things in school and why we do things the way that we do them. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Goodbye.